select capable people. He says, yeah, you can give it to everybody, and that's a good thing, but there's got to be some kind of structure. Give it to more capable, what kind of people are capable people?
People that can handle situations.
That can handle it,
Fear God.
they're trustworthy, they fear God, they got a little bit on the ball. These are people who can receive the instruction and then remember it. They can receive it and then act on it. You are to select. When you select people, then there's some people who are ready to be selected. Some people, not everybody's ready to be selected, maybe later. He says, select them. And what kind of people are they? What kinds of attributes or personality? What do? They fear God. Is that in the middle of the list? It's at the top. Why is fearing God at the top of the list?
That will guide you in what to do.
It will guide you in what to do. Fearing God is not so much ducking. Fearing God is saying, God's smarter than me. God's more powerful than me. God is eternal. He is holy and righteous. And He has made the world a certain way, hasn't He? And my job, your job, is to align our lives with the grain of the universe, with the way it works. So these are people who have not like Adam and Eve and said, God, no, He didn't say this. No, we're going to listen to God and do things the way God says to do them. These are people who fear God. He says they are primarily spiritual people who fear God, and they are then trustworthy. I don't know about you, but I have real trouble with that. Because it says there's a difference between people who fear God, and there are people who fear God, and yet they are not trustworthy. Have you ever known people who fear God and yet are not trustworthy? I do. After I became a Christian, I attended a church, and the guy who was the treasurer of the church was taking money for himself. He feared God. He, had made a profession of faith. He had, done and said all the right things, and yet when it came to being trustworthy, he wasn't. How has the image of God and of His people and the Church of Jesus Christ been discredited by people who said, we fear God, and yet have not had this trustworthy thing under control?